One of the reasons why I like Tulsi Gabbard is because she seems very authentic. Do I agree with her with everything? Of course not. I don't agree with her on a lot of issues, but I like her for the main thing is because she seems authentic. She's very anti-war, which is something that I agree with, and overall she seems more genuine compared to the other members, to the other candidates in the 2020 campaign. The reason why is because she seems more like a moderate compared to the other people on the stage. Is she a moderate? I really don't. I really can't say. I really she hardly makes any news because DNC doesn't basically the DNC is showing that they have their biases. They're already calling Tulsi Gabbard, and the mainstream media has already called Tulsi Gabbard the right wing Democrat or something like that. And that's the thing is that the reason why is because Tulsi Gabbard she seems more of a moderate compared to Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris. Tulsi Gabbard seems more level-headed. And now Tulsi Gabbard is going on the offensive by attacking Kamala Harris, another Democrat who wants the nomination for 2020, by claiming that she's not qualified. The title reads, it's from USA Today, it reads Tulsi Gabbard, Kamala Harris not qualified to be president. This article's from 9 hours ago. I'm going to read the article. I'm going to be taking a little bits of breaks from here and then so I can put in my input. And then after that, we're going to conclude the video. So the article reads, saying she lacks temperament to be president, Representative Tulsi Gabbard slammed Democratic presidential primary opponent, Senator Kamala Harris, as not qualified to be the nation's next commander-in-chief. Kamala Harris is not qualified to serve as commander-in-chief, and I can say this from a personal perspective as a soldier. Gabbard said during an interview on Fox Sports Radio, posted online Tuesday. She's got no background or experience in foreign policy, and she lacks the temperament that is necessary for a commander-in-chief. I'm going to take a break right here. Tulsi Gabbard, and again, Tulsi Gabbard is a veteran. She served in the military. But I think too, when you become president, I don't think it's a matter of you having experience in the military per se that gives you the advantage, but it's the ability to keep a level-headed temperament. Meaning that if you're mad, you make sure you need to keep your cool because guess what? You have a lot of access to a lot of dangerous weapons. In this case, nuclear launch codes. I think that's what the president has. But anyways, the point is that you are the commander-in-chief. If you were to go to war, you can't be reacting on emotions. You need to calm down, think on a level head, you need to think on a level-headed basis, and make logical solutions, logical strategies when it comes to fighting a war. Am I saying that we're going to go to war anytime soon? No. But in the situation where it ever happens, you want to pick someone who is more level-headed, who doesn't react on emotions because things are not getting their way, especially during war. And in the same time too, I'm not going to play the gender card here, but Tulsi Gabbard, she has more experience when it comes to foreign policy. I think she serves on 2 committees. I think on 2 committees. I think it's Homeland Security. I think Foreign Policy. I think it is. I might be wrong, but she has experience dealing with foreign affairs. Kamala Harris clearly doesn't. So when it comes to dealing with 2 individuals, when they want that job, I'm picking the one who has the most experience. In this case, it's Tulsi Gabbard because she has more experience. Kamala Harris doesn't have any experience. I'm not playing the gender card. I'm not playing the race card because clearly Tulsi and Kamala Harris are people who are not white. Both of them are women. At least that I know of. I mean, I'm pretty sure they identify as women. I do not want to assume anyone's gender because I don't want to offend anyone. But the point is, we're talking about 2 women who are people of color. I can't really assume Tulsi Gabbard's race, but Kamala Harris is not a white person either, and neither is Tulsi. So out of all that, who am I going to pick? The person with the most experience, which is Tulsi Gabbard. But anyways, I'm going to continue with the article. Harris experienced a bump in polling following the first 2020 Democratic primary debate after a powerful exchange with frontrunner Joe Biden. Harris called out the former vice president for opposing federally mandated busing to integrate schools while he was in Congress. Gabbard, however, has since criticized Harris for engaging in that exchange with Biden because it was, in Gabbard's view, underhanded. Personal attacks just for the sake of trying to push yourself forward in the campaign, I think, are underhanded, she said during an interview with The View on Monday. The Hawaii Democrat is currently polling in the crowded 2020 Democratic primary field at an average of 1% according to Rear Clear Politics. She has repeatedly touted her experience in her state's Army National Guard, where she currently serves as a major. Both Harris and Gabbard share the stage on the second night of the upcoming Democratic debate in Detroit. The debates will take place on July 30th and 31st, with 10 candidates on stage together on each night. In a tweet Monday, The Harris campaign's communications director responded to Gabbard's comments about Harris not being qualified to serve as commander-in-chief. Definite pass on taking national security advice from Assad's cheerleader, Lily Adams wrote. Gabbard met with Syrian dictator Bashar, I think that's how I pronounce it, Bashar al-Assad in 2017, and earlier this year said Assad is not an enemy of the United States because Syria does not pose a direct threat to the United States. Obviously, here's a tweet restating what I just read. Gabbard said in the Fox Sports Radio interview that the Harris lack of military experience could cause her to fall under the influence of the foreign policy establishments and military-industrial complex. I've seen the cost of war firsthand and experienced the consequences of what happens when we have presidents. And we've had from both political parties in the White House who lack experience and lack that foreign policy understanding. She said, "This is what is so dangerous. This is what we've seen occurring over time." She continued. Gabbard pointing to her experience as a soldier for over 16 years and her seats on the Foreign House Affairs and the House of Homeland Security. See, I was all House Foreign Affairs. So I guess I was right. I knew she was in Homeland Security though. The committees to support her assertion that she is the best fit to sit in the Oval Office. I'll be prepared on day one to walk into the Oval Office and fulfill that most important responsibility the president has, which is to serve as commander-in-chief, she said in the radio interview. This concludes the article. But here's the thing. As much as I do not agree with Gabbard on a lot of things, she does make a good point here. She has served in the military. She knows what it's like to be out there and to be fired at and to firing those weapons. She knows the cost of war. She's experienced it firsthand. And the thing is that a lot of people don't seem to understand this, but when you don't experience something, you don't really seem to care or take that into account. For example, in the case of, let's say, Trump. I can't really say Trump is, let's say, well, we need to go to war or something like that. It's easy to talk war when you've never experienced it. It's easy to talk about going and defeating Islamic terrorists or China's or Chinese or whatever, or the Chinese enemy. It doesn't matter. It's easy to say we're going to go to war when you've never fought in one. It's easy to say those things when you've never even fought in a war. Well, Tulsi Gabbard, am I saying she's not going to go to war, period? I'm not saying that. But she will at least be considerate when it comes to going to a war that is pointless, that is useless. Because I'll tell you right now, when it comes to fighting wars in the Middle East, I think that most of the time they're just very pointless. They're like we're just wasting money, and there's hardly any point to it. I mean, like I'm not saying we shouldn't intervene in certain cases, but in many cases the U.S. they intervene because they know they're going to get something out of it. It happened with Vietnam. They went in when it came to Vietnam because they wanted to get something out of it. When it came to the Korean War, they got in there because they wanted to get something out of it. It's not like World War II when you're fighting to stop the Nazis. It's not like you're fighting because the world is at risk. The safety of the world is at risk. No, you're just fighting little wars that basically have no purpose, except that you might get something out of it. And that's why I like Tulsi Gabbard, and I think she makes a good point here. She has experience in the military. And I'm pretty sure she will think twice before saying we're going to war, because she knows what it's like to go to war. She knows what it's like to be shot at. She knows what it's like to be shooting at an enemy. She knows what it's like to be deployed because she served in the military. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Tulsi Gabbard makes a good point in saying that Kamala Harris is not qualified to be president under the statements that Harris has never served in any foreign affairs committees in the Senate? Or do you think Tulsi Gabbard is just simply trying to push herself by playing that simple underhanded tactic that she claims Harris is doing to Joe Biden and other opponents? Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be doing another video very shortly. It's regarding our favorite candidate, Bernie Sanders, and we'll be talking about that because now he's been under fire recently for the $15 an hour minimum wage, and now that fire has gotten a lot bigger. Hopefully, you guys will be able to stick around for that. If you can't, hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Subscribe, share the video, and like the video as well. That helps a lot. YouTube has basically deranked independent commentators and creators. So the best thing you can do is just share the video because that really does help out a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this article, and we'll see you guys next time. And if you're watching, you're sticking around for the video, next one, stick around for that one. I'll see you in a bit.